Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. Today we're back with another brand new Mattel Jurassic World Rebirth release. As you can see, we've got another basic figure. This is the basic Spinosaurus, but you might be thinking, did you not already review this? Well, yeah, kinda, but this is a new color variant. Actually, not even necessarily new. I mean, obviously it's new because it's Jurassic World Rebirth, but this color variant was basically out at the same time as the first version, but this one was harder to find, so it took me some time to actually locate this. I know some people had said they had found it in Australia, but here in the United States it definitely took a little time to locate one, and you can see again the colors of this one are very different from the first one. Not very, very different, but definitely different enough. And we'll see, of course, how different once we compare the two. But here on the back, you can now see, even though, again, it's sideways, the checklist of everything that is available for the Jurassic World Rebirth 12-inch basic figures. And again, we actually see this version of the Spino on the back now replacing the other version, which was the first version of this. So let's pop this open and check it out. So here is the second variant of the Jurassic World Rebirth 12-inch basic Spinosaurus, and if you can recall the first one, you can definitely very easily see that there is a pretty significant difference when it comes to the colors, and that's going to, of course, be the biggest difference here between this and the old one, because I believe they are the exact same sculpt. We will, of course, compare them here in just a little bit to confirm, so I don't think we need to go over the sculpt itself, basically just the actual paint apps. And one thing you can see here, and it was kind of questionable about the first version, is the teeth are painted, but they're painted really sloppily. And as you can see, some teeth didn't even really get paint, like you have some teeth moving down into the lower jaw, which they clearly decided didn't need paint, but some of the teeth heading to the upper jaw do actually have paint. But it's really weird that Mattel kind of chose this route, because it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to paint some of the teeth, but not all of the teeth. Very strange decision. We also have a darker grayish tone for the upper body, and then a nice lighter tone, kind of like a like an off-white for the lower half of the Spino. Basically, not even the lower half, but the lower jaw that does move down into the throat. But as you can see, it disappears pretty quickly as you move down into the throat. We also have some nice eye color here with a pupil that is basically the dark grayish tone, and I guess they can get away with that sort of thing when it comes to a darker primary body color, but I always enjoy the usage of black pupils. However, again, it is a 12-inch basic figure, so I don't expect it to be a masterpiece when it comes to the paintwork. But once you move on through the figure, you will see again that sculpt-wise, it doesn't look like anything's different on this one. You'll also see that in typical basic fashion, the paint apps are super lackluster, as we really don't have a whole lot going on other than just that primary grayish tone. But then when you move up into the sail, you can see now we have the yellowish tone kind of striping through in three different sections as you move through the sail, and obviously overtaking the top of the sail. So giving us a different variant of the Spinosaurus, and obviously we now know there were at the very least 5 different versions of the Spino in Rebirth. So it is pretty fun to have different versions of the Spinosaurus in the Mattel line. I wouldn't mind seeing them, create all of them. As far as the articulation goes, you can see we do have arm articulation. We also have leg articulation, forward and back. We have swivel ankles, and then tail articulation, which can go up, down, left, and right. It cannot swivel because, again, it's just too tall. It wouldn't allow it to, but pretty okay articulation, just nothing really super impressive. Again, when they say basic, they mean basic. And then to show you the difference between this and the first version, there you go. You can now very clearly see that these two Spinos are very different when it comes to the color schemes, very different when it comes to the sail display and the way that the coloration looks. Obviously, we've got a dark brown for one, a grayish tone for the other, and then different lighter tones, but they follow the same style. Like you have that color that moves down, disappears moving into the throat, same thing here. And again, it does look like the teeth are painted right here, which is nice to see. A little less sloppy on the original version compared to the other version that we have here. But once we turn the two here, kind of facing each other, again, we'll just give you a little bit of a better feel for how the two look in comparison to each other, but you can also very much so see that, again, it is definitely the same sculpt. There is no difference as far as the sculpting goes for the two different versions of the Spino. So pretty cool that Mattel just kind of snuck out two different paint variants for this figure. Again, we don't need to do sizes or anything because we've already done that with the first version. Basically, we just needed to see what was different on this one compared to the first one. And I do quite like the colors of this one. I don't know which one I would say is my favorite. Still probably the first version, but I really do quite like this one as well. But if you are interested, I really don't have any specific way of telling you how to find the one that we have here other than if you find it in store, which even finding them is so tricky when it comes to these basic figures. You just have to look in and see what tone of color it is. If you could see that again, it's a more of a gray color. Then you've got the newer version that we have here. If it's a brownish color, that's the first version I had reviewed. So, you know, good luck. Hopefully you guys can find it if you do want it. I know Kohl's was stocking the 12-inch basics, so you could check there. Otherwise, again, it's pretty much just random stores here and there. But if you can find it, definitely pick it up. And of course, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.